Okay. Last day we have discussed about sequence, which is one of the main concepts in the sequence is one of the main concepts in control structures. Right? We have learned about 3 control structures. Out of that, sequence is where the instructions are executed one after another in an order. So I think you better write this flowchart symbol somewhere, because like then it is easy to you to understand these diagrams, right? Shall we write this? So
Yeah.
other part I will give, but since you need to remember them, so please write flowchart symbols. And then start and stop is denoted by ellipse, an ellipse. Then process is a rectangle. Input and output is by a parallelogram, and then the decision by diamond. Connector is circle, small circle, right? This is ellipse, this is small circle, and data flow using the arrows. That is how it is represented. So this is really required. This is standard way of writing or standard way of displaying a plan or creating a plan. So this is called flowchart. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Have you finished drawing this?
Almost.
Okay. Okay, then these control structures like sequence, selection, repetition are actually how it can be easily identified by looking at how these how these things are arranged, right? I think you are done with this, and you can see. So here, start and stop, ellipse, start and stop, ellipses. Then you can see input, the input and output. This is output, this is an input. Both are parallelograms. So both have same symbol, right? Input and output. Then the processors are rectangles, and the data flow is shown like this. If data is flowing from top to bottom in a sequential order, that control structure is called sequence. If data are flowing from top to bottom in sequential order, that is called sequence. But in the second control structure selection, you have an option. Right, you have an option. Okay, I think we can draw this one as well, because we didn't draw this one last day. So write down control structures in programming, because like it should be in an order. Control structures in programming, then write down sequence. Right, so I'll highlight the part to be written. Right, don't write everything. No need. So this one is the heading, and then one sequence, and then you can write the question, and then the answer. Answer is this flowchart. The question, answer is
No.
okay. Okay. The second control structure that we are going to learn is selection. Selection, it has like as name implied, the data flow can be selected. Data flow can be selected. That means either to go left side or the right side, either to go true side or false side. So likewise, you can take a decision on this. So let me show that. So actually here, can you see? Okay, this is an example for the second control structure, right? This is an example for second control structure, which is selection. Okay.
Okay.
So let me write the heading, the second control structure, selection. Here, can you see what has happened? In the second control structure selection, see what has happened. Okay, input 3 numbers, find the average, input 3 numbers, find the average. If average is greater than 50, do one thing. If average is not greater than 50, do some other thing. Here, you can see the data flow is coming as a sequence initially, but in the middle, you have to select either to go this way or this way. But you have only one option. You cannot go both ways. So, okay, assume that you are in a road. You are walking from your home to school, and when you come to a junction, okay, here, this is you. When you come to a junction, you have to decide whether to turn right or left. But turn in both directions same time is not possible. Maybe different times you can go. So one time you can go this way, another day you can go this way, or another time you can go this way. But same time going both directions, not possible. You cannot turn right and left same time. Here also the same. You come to a certain point, you decide, but turning left, right in the same time is not possible. You have to either select, if average is greater than 50, then do this, only this. If it is less than 50 or equal to 50, only do this. So that is what the selection is, very simple. Okay, let's do this in Scratch. Okay, you can draw this similar to the previous one, selection and then the question and then the answer. And after that, try to convert this to a Scratch program. So hope you can remember how we did last day. Apply the same method and convert this to Scratch program. If you're having difficulties in the middle, I can help. But let's try along. You have to input 3 numbers this time. Let input 3 numbers, get the average, and based on the average, you can display pass or fail. Shall we start this?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want to use the same one or a different one? The same Scratch project or a different one?
Different one, please. Okay.
Let me make a new project.
Okay. Can you share the screen? So just want to see the first part, and then I think the remaining one is easy. The next is easy because you have done the work already. Anyway, share your screen, please.
Okay. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, this is the first part, right? I think this is the last day program, seems, right? Is it?
Yeah, it is. I just added this part right here.
Then
I pretty much copied this part, but then I went to operators, took out this. The variable is over 50, and then it said if average is over 50, then speak. Your average is above 50, you win. If it's not, your average is not above 50, you lose. Thank you for playing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, correct. Okay, great. So that is what you need to do. So if it is above 50, do something, and below 50, do some other thing. Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Okay, this is called pseudocode, right? You are writing the same in just text format in a structured English. We call them pseudocode because, so this is one language, Scratch is only one language, but there are some other languages too, like Python, Java. Python, Java, those are some other languages. So we can convert the same program to other languages too. But in order to do that, we need to know the flow here. So N1, N2, N3, you have to input, then get the average. And if average, then do something. If else, do something, right? So likewise, you have to do. So this is how we have done it, this same thing in Python. Actually, pseudocode means you write the same thing, same, like you can write something like this. Okay, this is a Python code, right? Sorry, this is not pseudocode. If you write in Python a pseudocode, you have to write something like this: input N1, N2, N3. Just explain this in a textual format, and then you can say average is equal to this N1, N2, N3 divided by 3. Before that, you have to say begin, start, begin, and this average. Then you can say, okay, if average greater than 50, then pass, else, or you can say then display pass, then display else, display fail. Then end of this if statement and end of the program. So if you write something like this, this is called the pseudocode. Pseudocode is a dummy code. It's just a dummy code explaining how things are happening. Now this is a dummy code explaining how things are happening. Actually, this dummy code, based on this dummy code, you can write this Python program and even Java program. Likewise, we can convert to any other program language if you know this, right? But language to language, the implementation is different. Let me show in Python. So this is Python. Ideally, we will learn this later, right? We will learn this later, but I just want to show you what is happening there. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. If you know the flow, you can write down this. Yeah, begin and end, that is not required. You can input. So you can say N1 is input, then a message, enter number 1, and repeat 3 times because you need 3 numbers, N1, N2, N3, and then find in the average. Average is equal, no need to find total because you already, if you want, you can find total and average all, but directly finding average is also possible. Average is equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3 divided by 3 will give the average. And then if average is greater than equal to 50, or greater than 50, right? Sorry, greater than 50, then you can say print you have passed. Else you can say, sorry, you failed, try again, something like that. Sorry, try again. Sorry, try again, something like this. Okay, then let me save and execute that. There's a small mistake in this program. Let me explain that as well. Yeah, I have to save this as something dot e1.py. Okay.
Quick question. Java's the same. You code the same way in Java too, right?
Yeah, Java too, but the syntactical differences are there. Syntactical differences. Here the question comes because I am given the chance to input 3 numbers, but find in average, it says unsupported operation. The reason is here actually it is not recognizing this 34, these things as numbers, integers. So this is not block-based programming. Therefore, you have to explicitly tell that this is an integer. or number. That is the part that we have to learn there. Actually, we will learn, don't worry, we will learn when we are learning Python. Still not, I just want to show you examples only. Right. Then this part is needed, that is the extra thing that is added because you need to show the data type. And then let me execute run module, and you can enter numbers and it will do the task for us. Sorry, try again. If you want, you can display the average also. Print average is, and you can display the AVG that you discovered. Run module. Okay, let's enter some numbers. So, okay, 55 points somewhat, then you have passed. So likewise, this is how simple the Python program is. So if you are interested in learning Java also, let me show that. It's possible, right? It's possible, but only thing is there are syntactical differences. In Java, you don't have this programming method. There's something called object-oriented programming. The class calc. So there you have classes and methods, something like this. Okay, then inside that you can say public static void main string args. After that you have to input the three numbers. Import, you have to import the scanning object. Yep. So see the difference in Java. Don't panic or don't be upset. So this is we will learn, but gradually, not immediately. We will gradually learn. Then you have to say input number one and get the input. That can be done this way. System dot out print, can just print the message within that, and then you have to say int number one is equal to dot next int. So see, it has some other syntax doing same, but the way is different. Let me save the file, and you cannot run that file directly also. calc.java, I'm going to save this in desktop. Save. Then there is a process called compilation and interpretation. Actually, in every program, this process is there because you need to translate this to the machine understandable code. Machines cannot understand this or the stretch code that we are writing. Machines can understand its own version, binaries. So any of these, actually this program was doing that. When you run this, it was done in the background. In your stretch program, it was done in the background. But here in Java program, we have to do that. It's not happening in background, therefore we have to do that. So this is how you are converting into the machine version of it. Okay, after that you can execute, and you can see it will display a message, enter number one, then we can enter the number, and that will be inserted to this number one. Similar to that, we have to now enter the number two, enter the number three. So syntactical difference is there, but method is almost same. Okay, number one, number two,
yeah,
number three. You can see it's same, but the thing is syntactically it's complex than the other two. So you can see Scratch is okay, but Java, Python is like okay, manageable, but Java is a bit advanced than those two. Then you can say double AVG. You have to tell the data type always. Then number one plus number two Just number 3. Divide by 3 will give the average. Then if you can say AVG is greater than 50, same, right? Same, but then the curly braces here says system.out.print. System.out.print you have passed, and you can display the average also. Average is an AVG here plus, here comma. So small differences. Here all of the statements are having semicolon. Here curly braces, but here no curly braces. So when you learn few languages, sometimes you might confuse because how these languages differ from each other. Sorry, try again. Save, go to the terminal, compile, execute. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, average should have passed. Right, you can see. If I execute again, let's give an average something below the expectation. Try again. Okay, this is how the Java implements the same. Okay, got an idea? Hello?
Yeah.
You got an idea how this is happening? Yeah. Okay. If you want, you can take screenshots and later try, but you have to install Python and Java both to try. This is actually in Java, this is just in Python. And not only that, right? You can write in any language. Let's say you want to create a web page. Let's think you want to create a web page using the same concept. A web page can do, right? Can create a web page also. How? So then you have to come up with a language called HTML, right? HTML. Then HTML has head tag. Do you know HTML? No. Have you studied HTML?
No. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, that is web pages. Web pages, you know, right?
Yeah, I know what a web page is. I've never made one.
Oh, right, okay. So this is how you made your version of a web page. Actually, in this, maybe you can give an interface to do that, more advanced, but simply you can do this with a script. Here, one and 1 equal let's save this as a HTML web page. Okay, then the advantage is you can open that in your web browser. When you open that, it will be there in your web browser. There's the cal.html. See here, and it is asking number 1, right? Okay. So likewise, you can. This is a web application. So not only that, you can ask the number 2, number 3. Same way, number 2, number 3, and then calculate the average AVG. Here no types, no integers, nothing. So we can just tell that. But again, there's a problem. I will explain that in tree, and that divide by 3 will give the average. And then if this average is greater than 50, so then you can say document or just alert. You have passed, and else alert. Sorry, try again. So these two alerts will give you, and here also you can average, alert the average. Alert average is TAVG. Okay, save it. There, refresh. Enter number 1, enter number 2, enter number 3. Oh, average is this bigger one, and you can see you have passed. Right. Why this bigger one comes? The reason is because, so you have to tell that these are integers. To do that, you can say pass int. Otherwise, it will think it will not properly add these numbers. So even though the variables are not there, you have to tell these are integers. So this is how you tell the same story in, this is called JavaScript, right? Java and JavaScript, two things, right? This is called JavaScript, and you can see now it is calculating 63 point, okay, and you have passed. You have passed, what is that? Okay. And let's give a below number, like which is something below the expected. Okay, you can see average is 44, then okay, sorry, try again. This is how a web page do the same. When you learn one thing, how many times you can apply, right? If you learn this properly, you can apply in a web page, apply in a web form. Web forms are also possible. Web form means you can give inputs here. Something like this. Okay, let me cut this thing very quickly. And web form is something like this. Enter number 1. Web form is something like this. Enter number 1 and you have a field to enter. Right, that is web form. Form-based thing can also be given, but you should know how to program for it. Right? These are different areas. I said this initially to your parent also. So may I know in which side you are interested in, because programming can be learned in different sides. So this is Scratch, what you have done now. That is basic, and just to identify what is a program, how it is working. And then you can do Python programming, that is to learn how programming works. And if you like to develop applications, software, you can learn Java programming, C# programming, etc. If you like to do robotics, you can learn C++ programming and Arduino. If you like to learn web pages, web designing, you can learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP-like thing in HTML side. That depends. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have to think what kind of subject that I'm going to. But anyway, if you learn one thing, you can apply that knowledge in other things also. So remember that as it. If you learn one, you can apply that to other subjects. Okay, let's go to the third format. Okay, we have now learned how many languages? JavaScript, Java, Scratch, and Python. 4, right? If you want more, C#, C++, Arduino, anything. When like average is good, turn on a bulb. And when you get a very good average, you can turn on a bulb. When average is bad, maybe average is good, you have to turn on a green bulb. If average is bad, you have to turn on a red bulb. That can be done. That is in Arduino, right? That is in Arduino and robotics. Okay. Anything, if you want that, that can also be done. But anyway, so let's, without much confusion, let's move to the next part of your lesson. That is the repetition. Before doing that, can we try this? I will give something else. Okay, can you try this? Okay. This question. There is a criteria, more conditions now. Can you try this? Try to edit the program to show these results now. It is possible. Yeah, it is possible. You can do this.
I just need to scrap some things and then I'll be able to do it.
Sorry?
Scrap.
Yeah, you can use stretch, right? Stretch one.
Yeah, I was saying I need to scrap some things.
Yeah, you have to basically.
So all I need is the if-then block and then go to the average, duplicate that.
Yeah, you can duplicate that few times, but think well. I think well before duplicating. You can do that with duplication. Is you can check whether it's greater than. If not, you can check this. If not, you can check this likewise. So that is what. Show me how you have done that after doing. You can include few if statements. First thing is that what you are going to do is you are going to filter out when it is greater than 50. Okay, I agree. When average greater than 50, then your average is above 70 and you got A. Okay, so button, the other part should come else, right? Because if it is above 50, so okay, if you check like this, okay, if you check like this, I will tell the issue, syntactical issue. Yeah, okay, let's think average is 76. Then is this condition true? If average is 76, is this condition true?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's above 76, 75.
Yeah. Okay. Then here you have to recheck whether, so what is this? If it is greater than 60, 75, if it is greater than 6, no. This way you will not be able to check. If you try this, this is, you are checking average is less than, so what is this? Less than 75, greater than 60. No, you are first checking here. You are first checking 75 greater than 60. This will be true. The result of this is true.
Yeah.
Then you are checking true is less than average. True is less than average. True has a value. True has value 1. So if you check true is less than average, you will get false. That is it. But rather than doing that, can't we do something like this? Okay, if it is greater than 75, so I agree with this, greater than 75, this. If not, you can get if and else both. No? You can get if and else both. No? There is a one. So if else both are there. Here. See this. Okay, let me quickly do the calculations.
Let me
see here. Then you are getting the input. Input can be done for the sensing. Ask, enter, number one. Okay, get the answer and assign this to the variable. There will be few variables in one, in two, and three. And the average. Okay. Set in 1 to the answer. Duplicate this and duplicate this to get the other numbers. I'm doing the first part because you have done this. You don't need to worry about that part. Tree. And this should be assigned to N2. This should be assigned to N3. And finding the average, you can get this. And you have to add this and divide. Add N1, N2, N3. Variables N1, N2. Oh, sorry. N3 you have to add them. Then after that you have to divide by 3. Divide by 3. What you need to divide, this addition you need to divide by 3. And assign this to the average. Also. Okay, assign this to the average, and you can display the average also. Looks, say, average is or you can just merge it. To merge it, you can use operations join. Average is from the variables average. Okay. That's number 1, number 2, number 3, and average is 46. Yeah, doing the calculation. Then the next part is you have to do this if else together. What you can do is you can check first one. First one is whether it is greater than 75. 75. What is greater than 75? That is the average. If average greater than 75, you have to do something. Say average is already tell, so you can say you got a pass. 2 seconds, that is okay. Else, if not, if it is not greater than 75, then you can check the next one, whether it is at least greater than. If it is not greater than 75, you can check whether it is greater than, what is the next one? 60. 60.
Yeah, it's 60. Yeah, it goes from 75, 60, 50, and then 40.
Then no need to check both because the first one is already checked. First one is already checked whether it is greater than 75. If so, you get A. So 76 now, if it is 76, you get A. That's all. If not, let's say 74. If not, then it will come to this part. Then it is checking 74. Is it greater than 60? Yes, it is greater than 60. Then in case, you can say you got B pass. Okay, let's see, it is also not the case. Then you can add, again, a recheck whether it is greater than 50. If it is greater than 50, you can say, okay, doesn't matter, you get C pass. Okay, that is also not. That is also not. Then you can again check. If not, at least it is greater than 40. If it is greater than 40, you can give then S pass. At least you got some pass. Yes. That is also not the case. Then no solution. Sorry, you failed. Sorry, you got F. Try again. Okay. So can you understand how that can be nested?
Yeah.
So then let's check the first, second, third. Average is 70, and if so, you get B. Let's try it again. Average is 58, you got C, because it is below 60 and above 50. Average is 44, that is SY. It is below 50 and above 40. The average is Below 40, no solution, you fail. Okay, you can adjust your program and add this part to the end. Other things are okay, but this should come to the end. Okay, with that, we have done some work related to selection. We have to then follow the repetition part. I think we can do that next week. That is most interesting thing in this programming, repetition. Okay, let's do that part next week. Have you completed this?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's wind up for today. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.